Well, my wife, she left something here for me in the fridge. So let's see what it is. Oh, it's a little odd. Got some priority mail in the fridge. Who puts their mail in the fridge, huh? So what I got here is I've got some chestnut seeds. I just ordered some chestnut seeds from, I believe it's Chestnut Ridge of Pike County, Illinois. And I'm going to try to grow some more chestnuts this year. So let's open this up and get out these chestnut seeds. So I tried growing chestnut seeds earlier this year, and I ordered them last fall, and I didn't immediately get them in the fridge. I actually let them sit out for like a month. And anyway, not a good thing. Actually, I did not have a single seed grow. So here we've got 3 pounds of extra large chestnuts here. Normally I grow what they sell as wild or as seed, but this year I just bought the extra large chestnuts, and we're just trying to grow those instead. They're a little bit cheaper than buying the ones they sell for seed. So the ones I bought last year, I believe that I let them sit outside for too long, or inside the house for too long without keeping them cold, and I didn't have any of them germinate. So this is what we have this year. Dump these out. So that's 3 pounds of chestnuts. You can see that. So inside our little packet, so it's got these little instructions here, and this is basically telling you how to turn these seeds into trees. So this is a little bit nicer than the little printout they had last year, but it's their instructions on how to grow seeds into trees, and we're going to do something just a little bit different than their instructions. So the first year I grew these, I had about a 50% germination rate. Okay, these are nice and cold being in the refrigerator, but I had 50%. So what happens when you put these in the soil, you put them in the fridge and let them sit over the winter time, and some of them will grow fungus on them, and they turn white, and once they grow that fungus on them, they're pretty much shot. They don't grow. And last year, since I didn't get these in the refrigerator right away, every one of my seeds grew fungus on them. None of them were good. None of them were viable. And so this year I made sure that as soon as they came in the mail, my wife put them in the refrigerator. We're going to keep these cold. And this is the first day they arrived. They just started selling these on Saturday. So, but anyway, we're going to put these in peat moss. So I used potting soil last year. This year we're going to use peat moss. One of the guys that I watch on YouTube that grows these, he claims that peat moss has an antifungal property to it. So we're going to try peat moss this year, and we're going to try to get all these seeds put in peat moss and then get them stored away in the refrigerator. So we're going to go ahead and start that process. So I'm going to read their instructions here. It says, upon arrival, your seeds should be stored in a refrigerator in a crisper drawer between 34 and 38 degrees. In order to succeed, chestnut seeds need to be cold stratified before the end of October, and preferably planted in the spring. Well, that's probably my problem. See, last year I did not get them in the refrigerator and kept in cold before the end of October. I ended up it was probably early December before I actually finally put my seeds in the refrigerator, so I waited too long. This is telling you can use a Ziploc bag to put your chestnut seeds, and it says use them in a soilless starting mixture. So it says a soilless starting mixture. So I used potting soil, so mine was not soilless. So hopefully this year with the peat moss we'll be able to be more successful. It does say to punch some holes in the Ziploc bag for a little bit of ventilation, and place about 40 nuts in a bag. So not sure how many this is. We'll get a count on this before we're finished. It says do not put fertilizer in it. And your mixture should be moist, but not too wet and not too dry. So it says to turn the seeds every few weeks and check for signs of mold. If any of them have mold, discard them immediately, probably because it spreads to the other seeds. And so maybe we'll do a better job of that this year, getting rid of the molded ones before they spread. By the end of February or March, we should have seeds that have developed a sprout or a taproot. And at the end of this point, you can then transplant those seeds into a container, basically to start growing them. So we'll go ahead and use our peat moss, which should be a soilless seed starting mixture, and see if we can get these in the refrigerator. So I bought this peat moss. I actually bought this a couple months ago, knowing that I was going to be growing chestnut seeds again this year. I wanted to definitely get some peat moss this year and not use topsoil. So I bought this a couple months ago. You probably won't even be able to find this in stores right now. It's out of the gardening season. So you'd be lucky to probably even find peat moss right now. So I made sure to buy it early. So we're gonna just cut this open. We're gonna put some peat moss in a bowl. We'll take it inside, wet it down a little bit in the sink, get it moist, and then we'll basically start putting our seeds in it. So my wife is working tonight, and so she doesn't know I'm using her mixing bowl to put this peat moss in. So we'll just keep that a little secret, okay? That's between you and me. Pretty dry stuff. So I've had this kept under a roof. I've had it kept under a roof for a while, so it's pretty dry. So all we're trying to do is get this moist, but not so wet that it wrings water out. You know, you don't want to be able to squeeze it and a bunch of water come out. So we're looking for a kind of a happy medium where it's damp but not wet. Well, these Rubbermaid tag-along containers that I'd purchased, they worked out perfectly to fit in this one drawer here in the fridge. So we're just gonna store them away here in the fridge, and we'll check on them every month or so, but hopefully by around March we'll have a bunch of trees ready to plant. So those chestnut seeds I had ordered from Chestnut Ridge of Pike County, Illinois. That is a chestnut orchard, and they have planted quite a few Dunstan trees. I don't know if it's 100% Dunstan chestnuts or not, but a Dunstan is an American Chinese hybrid chestnut tree. It's supposed to be blight resistant chestnut tree. So hopefully most of the seeds that I got here, the chestnuts that I got, are Dunstans. I don't know if there's a guarantee that that's going to be that way. So I ordered 3 pounds of the extra large chestnuts, and ended up being 88 seeds. I think it cost me less than $30. It actually, I'm thinking it was around 27 bucks, somewhere in that range. Pretty cheap, I think, for a chance for 88 trees. So if you want to try, they just started selling them like 5 days ago. So if you want to try and order some chestnut trees and try it yourself, go ahead. You just need a little space in the fridge for them to sit over the winter time, and you might be able to have some chestnut trees yourself. So John Sangle, I don't know if I'm going to say that name right, I'll leave a link below to his channel. He's the one I've learned this off of. He has a lot of chestnut tree videos. He's growing a chestnut tree orchard himself, so if you want to look over at his channel, that's the place to learn. You don't really want to learn from me. I'm still trying to learn. So wish me luck. Hopefully I'll have quite a few chestnut trees in the spring. Thanks for watching.